Welcome to the video blog. I'm Doug Simon, president of DS Simon Productions, and I'm here in the office of Howard Rubenstein, the founder and president of the firm that bears his name. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Great. Well, I have to say that I have a level of excitement just from being next to you and getting a chance to hear and meet with you and what you're doing, as you've contributed so much to PR.
Overdo it.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I'll grow up. I'll mature. But obviously, in the time that you've been running an agency, PR has changed. But in the last 3 years, 5 years, the way people consume content has changed so much. How are you, as an agency, trying to shift what you do and what you advise clients, and how much has stayed the same?
This is my 56th year in business. Never had a job. This is all I've ever done. From the time I was educated at different schools, I got out and opened a one-man finger-typing business on my mother's kitchen table with one account. Now, if we wanted to compare it to that, it would be very dramatic. But the business grew where most people in PR became familiar with the press release and the traditional way of telling a story and projecting an issue. In the last few years, a dramatic change has taken over. And unless people in communications understand it, deal with it, and grow with it, they will not be very successful. What are the changes? First, usually there were deadlines. I used to deal with, you have a 7 p.m. deadline, and if you miss it, nothing goes in. It's a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, non-deadline business. And the new media, the digital world, has taken command. I don't belittle print, though print has married itself to the digital world. So they're partners in projecting the news that they gather and the news that they project to the audiences they have to reach. That alone demanded that our agency educate our staff, bring in experts to talk to us, hire experts in the field. They're usually young people that have come in with a very good background. But it has become a tool that everyone in the agency, virtually everyone in the agency, uses. And I insist, and my staff insist, that they really understand it as best they can and make it part of our business, now, not just the sideline.
Sure. Now, but does it still come down to good storytelling and good relationships?
There is no doubt that the bedrock of public relations and communications is an understanding of what a client not only wants but needs. Who are their audiences? And they might be varied or they might be very narrow. How do you reach them, and through what means of communication? But most important, what advice do you give them in arriving at a message for them that will not just be name recognition, but will reach a point of achievement, a point of building a business or building an idea?
Now, you just made an awesome point about the distinction between what a client wants and what they need. Now, when you're you and someone hires you, they're going to take your advice because it's years of experience and that's what they're paying for. Other people, maybe people who are starting out middle of the career, when there's a distinction between what a client thinks it wants, or actually what they want, that's real, and what they really need, how do you bridge the gap?
I found that from the very beginning of my career, when I was 22 years old, I tried to tell the truth as I saw it. I tried to identify what the client really needed to reach the goal they set. And I present it, maybe not as forcefully as I do today, and very often they'd accept it. Most of the clients in my early years only wanted name recognition. That's certainly not enough. Even today, I'll go in to see a new potential client, and they'll just want some fame. And I say, well, if you're in the theater or in an entertainment field, maybe that'll do, but that really won't. So I don't force my ideas on anyone. I'll present them as, here's something you should consider. And they'll come back to me and say, well, I like this portion and that. I said, then let's experiment a little bit. But don't overreach. Don't think that everything you do and say must hit the media. That's not true. You can overdo it. And I tell a number of clients, cool down, select carefully, tell a story you really want projected, and let's go for it.